Good morning, children. Now, it's Friday today, 24th April 2020. Now, as you know, children, we have finished our unit on forces. And in this lesson, I'm going to check your understanding on forces. What have you learned and what do you remember so far? Okay. Now, the resources needed for this lesson, you'll need a pen or a pencil and a sheet of paper. Okay, so I'm going to pause the slide now so that you can get your pen or pencil and your paper. Okay, let's get moving. Now, this test is actually, there are 7 questions in this test. Okay, the last slide will have the answers, but please don't go on the last slide. Finish the test first, write all your answers, and then you can go on the slide which has the answers. Okay, so let's go on question number 1. Which of these is not a force? Take one answer. Friction, height, weight, gravity. Okay, so whichever is the right answer, you need to write that down on your sheet of paper. Question number 2. Isaac Newton was a famous scientist who was born in 1642. There is a famous story about Newton watching an apple fall from a tree. Newton thought a force must cause the apple to fall. Take one box to show which force on the apple causes it to fall down from the tree. A pulling force towards the tree, a pushing force from the apple, a pulling force towards the earth, a pushing force from the air. Okay, now even this question carries 1 mark. Okay, so whatever is the answer, write it down on your sheet of paper. Question number 3. Which of the following is true? Take one answer. Gravity only acts through air, not through water or land. Gravity does not act on aeroplanes flying in the sky. Gravity always acts towards the center of the earth. Okay, so write down your correct answer on your sheet of paper. Okay, I'm going to pause the slide for a minute so that you can write down your correct answers. Question number 4. The diagram below shows clouds over different parts of the earth. Rain is falling from the clouds. Draw an arrow from each cloud to show the direction of gravity acting on the rain. Okay, so you have the earth in the middle and there are clouds around different parts of the earth. You have to draw an arrow from each cloud to show the direction of gravity. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to actually draw your diagram and then draw your arrows. Question number 5. James makes a parachute out of polythene. He attaches it to a 20 grams mass. He drops the parachute. The main forces acting on the parachute are shown in this diagram. What are the names of the forces A and B? Okay, now we've done this in class even before these holidays began. We have done this in class. What is the force that is acting upwards called, and what is the force B which is pushing it down called? We've done this before in class. Question number 6. James dropped some parachutes from the same height and measured how long they took to fall. Here are his results. Describe the relationship between the area of the parachute and the time taken for the parachute to fall to the ground. Okay, so you have the area of the parachute centimeters square and the time taken to fall in seconds. So 9 centimeters square, time taken was 1.7 seconds. 16 centimeters square, time taken 2.4 seconds. 25 centimeters square, time taken 3.5 seconds. And 38 centimeters square, time taken 5.3 seconds. Okay, so what is the relationship between the area of the parachute and the time taken? Write down your answer on your sheet of paper. Question number 7. Sort these objects into those that have a lever, a pulley, spring or gear. So a crane, what does it have? A lever, pulley, spring or gear. Wheelbarrow, force meter, scissors, bicycles, flagpole, scales and hand whisk. Now children, if you haven't written the correct answers, go back and write down the correct answers, and then the last slide is actually the answer slide. So if you're not sure of any of the answers, don't go on the next slide. Okay, I'm going to wait a minute for you to write down the correct answers before I move on to the next slide. Okay, and now come the answers. Okay, so the answers are, the first answer is height. Question number 2, a pulling force towards the earth. 3, gravity always acts towards the center of the earth. And then the picture that you had is the arrow heads need to be acting towards the earth, moving, showing the direction towards the earth. Question number 5, A, the force is air resistance and the force B is gravity. And then question number 6, the larger the area of the parachute, the longer it takes to fall to the ground. And then question number 7, lever, wheelbarrow and scissors, pulley, crane and flagpole, spring, scales and force meter, gears, bicycle and hand whisk. Okay, so children, this was the last lesson on forces. I hope most of you have got correct answers. If you haven't got the correct answers, then do your corrections on the same sheet of paper and then send it or email it to me, and I'll be happy to mark. So far, a few children have emailed me their science investigations, but I expect more of the children to send me their answers. Okay, good luck.